Hello, thanks for watching my video here. This is a video about the CDL General Knowledge Test, the questions and answers. This is from a group of 150 questions and answers. And here we have the questions and answers from 101 to 150. So let's get started. Question number 101. You are driving on a Class B instruction permit. Is it legal for the person accompanying you to have a Class C license? No. No, it's not. Wait a minute. It says you are driving on a Class B instruction permit. Is it legal for the person accompanying you to have a Class C license? I don't know. Why would it be not legal? Is it legal? It's not legal. Why wouldn't it be legal? I don't agree with that question. He's just accompanying you. You don't have to disagree. I'm gonna say that you're driving a Class B permit is, I don't know, driving a Class B instruction permit. I don't know about this answer. I'll have to look it up. So I'm gonna. If that's the answer, no, then I guess it's the answer. Let's go to the next question. Question 102. Most front wheel skids are caused by driving too fast for conditions. 103. When you start a trip, you should re-inspect your cargo and its securing devices within 25 miles. 104. You must have a CDL to operate a single vehicle with a gross vehicle weight. I'm not sure what the R stands for. Let's just say GVWR of more than 26,000 pounds. 105. When the temperature drops, bridges will freeze before roads. So that's good to know. When the temperature drops, bridges freeze before roads. 106. At 55 miles per hour, which distance will usually be longest? Braking distance. Question 107. Where should a vehicle's key be while you are doing your pre-trip inspection? Where should your vehicle's key be while you do your pre-trip inspection? Of course, in your pocket. 108. You want to drive a bus that carries the driver plus 15 passengers. Do you need a CDL? Yes. Anything over 14 you do. 109. Your CDL is suspended. You must notify your employer immediately. Question 110. It may be harder to steer if your 20-inch steering wheel has more movement at the rim than 2 inches. Question 111. In town, you should look up about 1 block. So how far should you look ahead in town? 1 block. Question 112. Why put the starter switch key in your pocket during the walk-around inspection? To make sure the truck is not moved. Question 113. The hazardous materials shippers. The hazardous material shipper uses the shipping papers to warn people of the risk. That is, to warn people of the risk. Question 114. At 55 miles per hour, how far will an alert driver travel during his or her perception time? 60 feet. Again, at 114. Again, question 114. At 55 miles per hour, how far will an alert driver travel during his perception time? 60 feet. Question 115. The best advice for driving in fog is don't do it. Don't do it. That's the best advice for driving in fog. Don't do it. Question 116. You need to signal a turn early because it is the best way to keep someone from trying to pass you on the wrong side. Question 117. How many CDL knowledge tests are there? There are 7. 7. Remember that. 7. How many CDL knowledge tests are there? There are 7. Question 118. If you double your speed, your stopping distance will increase 4 times. 4 times. Again, question 118. If you double your speed, your stopping distance will increase 4 times. Question 119. When starting up, you should avoid any rollback by braking while engaging the clutch. Again, question 119. When starting up, you should avoid any rollback by braking while engaging the clutch. Question 120. Applying the brakes all the way and then releasing them when the wheels lock up is called stab braking. Stab braking. Stab braking is applying the brakes all the way and then releasing them when the wheels lock up. Okay? 121. The possible fine for driving a commercial vehicle without a CDL is $5,000. Again, the fine for driving a commercial vehicle without a CDL is $5,000. That's a possible fine. Question 122. If you leave the highway in an emergency and drive on the shoulder, if possible, you should not brake until your speed is down to about 20 miles per hour. Again, if you leave the highway in an emergency and drive on the shoulder, if possible, you should not brake until your speed is down to 20 miles per hour. Question 123. If you stop on or by a one-way road or divided highway, you must place the warning devices at, this is 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet toward approaching traffic. So if you're driving your vehicle with the flow of traffic and you park on the side of the road, you need a warning device in the rear of your vehicle 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet in the back of your vehicle, or from the back of your vehicle. Okay. Question 124. At night, using low beams, you can see ahead about 250 feet. Question 125. The maximum GVW specified by the manufacturer for a single vehicle plus its load is called GVWR. GVWR. 126. If you stop on an undivided highway, how far ahead of your truck should you place one reflector triangle? One of the reflector triangles. That would be 100 feet in front of your vehicle. If you're on an undivided highway, how far? 100 feet ahead of your vehicle. And also 10 feet behind and another 100 feet behind. That's for a undivided highway. Question 127. The first thing to do at an accident scene is prevent another accident there. Well, that's very good logical sense there. The first thing to do at an accident scene is prevent another accident there. You don't want them piling up. Question 128. The main reason for changing lanes slowly and smoothly is it gives drivers you didn't see a chance to warn you or get out of the way. Again, the main reason for changing lanes slowly and smoothly is it gives drivers you didn't see a way or a chance to warn you or get out of the way. That's an important question, I believe. Question number 129. When transporting hazardous materials, where must the shipping papers be when you are out of the truck? On the driver's seat. That's important. 129. When transporting hazardous materials, where must the shipping papers be when you are out of the truck? On the driver's seat. So they can probably, whoever gets there can see those papers. Question 130. A retarder is used to help slow a vehicle. Question 131. You need to signal a turn early because it is the best way to keep someone from trying to pass you on the wrong side. Question 132. A vehicle may be put out of service if it has a leaf spring missing more than 1/4 of its leaves. 1/4 of its leaves. Question 133. CDL instruction permits are valid for 6 months. Question 134. You have a CDL. You are convicted of speeding in another state. You must notify your licensing agency within 30 days. Within 30 days. Question 135. When you use your headlights in daytime, they should be set on low beam. That's low beam. Using your headlights in daytime, your headlights should be set on low beam. Question number 136. For the third violation of an out-of-service order within the last 10 years, you will lose your CDL for at least 3 years. So that's pretty easy to remember. Third violation, out-of-service order within the last 10 years, lose your CDL for at least 3 years. Third violation, 3 years. Okay, question 137. You are driving in the daytime in a rainstorm. You should use your low beam headlights. Definitely. You should definitely use your low beam headlights. Question 138. You must leave the highway in an emergency and drive on the shoulder. If possible, you should come to a stop, then return to the highway when safe, or when it is safe to do so. Question 139. The axle weight transmitted to the ground by one axle or one set of axles is called axle weight. It's called axle weight. That's the weight transmitted to the ground by one axle or one set of axles. Axle weight. Question 140. When traction is poor, the drive wheels may spin if you use too much power. If they do, you should take your foot off of the accelerator. 141. If your vehicle is parked on a street, if your vehicle is parked on a street, you should conduct your pre-trip inspection walking facing traffic. You want to be facing the traffic, facing oncoming traffic. Question 142. To a CDL driver, a pull-up is the best way to correct a poor position when backing up with a trailer. So a pull-up is the best way to correct a poor position when backing up a trailer. Question 143. The most frequent cause of a truck or bus hitting a vehicle in front of them is following too close or following too closely. Question number 144. When driving in hot weather, it is better to drive slower to reduce engine temperature. Question 145. If you stop on an undivided highway, a warning device goes within 10 feet of the front or rear corner of your vehicle towards traffic and 100 feet of and behind the vehicle. If you stop on an undivided highway, a warning device goes within 10 feet of the front or rear corner of your vehicle towards traffic and undivided, it should be 10 feet to the rear and 100 feet ahead and behind the vehicle. Yeah. If it's a divided highway, it's different story. This is question 146. Hydroplaning can occur at speeds as slow as 30 miles per hour. Question 147. Which ice is more slippery? Wet ice. Question 148. If you are being tailgated, you should avoid quick changes. Again, if you are being tailgated, you should avoid quick changes of your lanes. That's what I believe it means. Question 149. Rain makes an oily road more slippery right after the rain starts. So right after the rain starts, the road is more slippery because of the oil. Question 150. Which is shaped to fit snugly against cargo? That's blocking. So blocking is shaped to fit snugly against cargo. Alright, this concludes our 150 questions. This was the third installment. Coming up after this, we'll have some videos on true and false questions for general knowledge. So after watching all these videos, you should be pretty well informed about possible questions that could be on the general knowledge test for the CDL. Thank you for watching and have a great day.